Hi there, it's Sam from PatternPiper.com. I'm going to try and make my first video tutorial today. I'm going to show you how to make these cute little crochet hearts. I designed the heart pattern a couple of years ago and the photo tutorial is on my blog at PatternPiper.com. If you click on the things you can make photo on the front page, there's links to lots of patterns and tutorials that I've made, and the crochet heart was the first one that I ever designed a couple of years ago. They're really cute. You can make them into garlands or brooches and gift tags, that sort of thing. So I'm going to be using a double knit cotton yarn and a 3.5mm crochet hook. First thing we need to do is to make a slip knot. So I like to make these, well, I make them in different ways probably every time I do a slip knot, but today I'm going to wrap the yarn over my forefinger and bring the working piece in front of the tail, so the tail goes behind and you're kind of making like a cross or a figure of 8 almost. Open it up with my thumb and forefinger and pull the working yarn through the loop. Then you can tighten the loop, pop it on your hook. You don't want it too tight, you want to have like a teardrop shape, so that the yarn can still slide around on your hook. First we need to make a chain of 4, so yarn round and bring it through the loop on your hook. 1, 2, 3 and 4. And we're going to go back in through the first chain with our hook, pop the yarn over and bring it back through 2 loops on your hook. 1, 2, and that's made us a small little circle. Then we're going to do a chain of 3. 1, 2, 3. And that counts as a treble crochet. I'm working in UK terms, but a treble crochet would be a double crochet in US terms. And we need to make another treble crochet, so yarn over the hook. We're going to go in through the centre of the circle that we created. Pop our yarn back over our hook and bring it back through the centre of the ring. Yarn over the hook again, through the first 2 loops on the hook, over again and through the next 2. Then we're going to make 2 chains, 1, 2. Then we're going to do 2 trebles, so yarn over the hook, in through the centre of the circle, bring the yarn back through so that you've got 3 loops on your hook, yarn over again and through the first 2, yarn over again through the second 2. This yarn's quite splitty, it's probably not ideal to make a tutorial with, but the hearts do look lovely with it when they're finished. Another treble, so yarn over through the centre of the ring, bring the yarn back through, yarn over again through the first 2 loops and through the second 2 loops. Then 2 chains, 1, 2. Oh gosh, the sun's just gone in, so the picture's gone really dark. Hopefully it will come out again in a second. 2 chains, 1, 2. Yarn over the hook again. I'm going to do 2 more trebles. Two more chains and 2 more trebles, so still working into the centre ring. Two more chains, and now we need to close that ring, that round, by stitching into the third chain of the beginning chain 3. I'm going to do a slip stitch. So we've got 1, 2, 3. Go in through the top of that stitch, wrap the yarn round and bring it through the stitch and then through the loop on your hook. So that is our first round complete, and we've got 2 trebles, a chain of 2, 2 more trebles, chain 2, 2 trebles, chain 2, 2 trebles and chain 2. So it's a bit like starting a granny square, except we're using groups of 2 trebles rather than 3 like you normally would in a granny square. So now we're ready to start round 2. We need to get over to this space here, because that's where we need to start round 2. So we're going to do a slip stitch into the top of this treble. So you go in through the top of that stitch, yarn round, bring it through the stitch and through the loop on your hook. And we also need to do a slip stitch into the chain space as well. And that gets us into the right place to start round 2. So to start round 2 we need to make a chain of 3, which counts as our first treble crochet or our first US double crochet. Now we're going to make another treble, so yarn over the hook, through the space, bring the yarn back through, yarn over and through 2 loops, yarn over through the next 2. Then we're going to do 1 chain and now 2 more trebles. So 1, see how the yarn splits, 2. Now we need to do 1 chain, and then we're going to be working into this chain space here next. And in this space we're going to do 2 trebles, a chain 3, 2 trebles. So yarn over the hook, into the space and hook the yarn back through, yarn over the hook and through 2, yarn over the hook and through the next 2. Do that again. Now we're going to do 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, 2 more treble crochets. So yarn over the hook, into the space, bring the yarn back through, yarn over the hook through 2 loops, yarn over the hook through the next 2, and do that again. Chain 1, and we're going to repeat that in the next space and the next space. So 2 trebles, a chain 3, 2 trebles, chain 1, and then the same in this one. So 2 trebles, chain 3, 2 trebles, 1, 2, chain 1, and then again into this next chain space, 2 trebles, chain 3, 2 trebles. So that's 1 treble, 2 trebles, chain 3, and 2 more trebles, then we need to do 1 chain, and we're going to close that round by making a slip stitch into the 3rd chain of our beginning chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, put your hook through, bring the yarn yarn back through. It's been a bit fiddly. So this is the end of round 2, and we've got 2 trebles, a chain 1, 2 trebles, chain 1, 2 trebles, 3 chains, 2 trebles, chain 1, 2 trebles, 3 chains, 2 trebles, chain 1, 2 trebles, chain 3, 2 trebles, another chain 1, and then we've joined into the 3rd chain of the beginning chain 3. Then we're going to do a slip stitch into the top of the next treble crochet, so not our beginning chain 3 but the treble crochet next to that, and we need to do a slip stitch into there. Then we're going to do a chain 1. We're going to do a double crochet, but we're not going to double crochet into the 1 chain space in between these 2 treble crochets. We're going to do a double crochet into the chain space of the previous round, so the very first round, so not this round but this round. So a double crochet, in US terms that would be a single crochet. So you go in through the loop, bring the yarn back through, and you need to pull it up quite high, yarn over and through both loops on your hook, and then pull it quite tight. And we're going to do chain 1, we're going to do a slip stitch into the top of the next treble crochet. Do a chain 1. Now we're going to be working into this next chain space here. We're going to be using a double treble, which in UK terms I think is a treble. Sorry, US terms I think is a treble. So to do that we need to put the yarn around the hook twice. Then we go into the chain space of the previous round. Bring yarn over the hooks then, again, bring the yarn back through, so you'll have 4 loops on your hook. Then you need to go the yarn over again and bring it through 2 loops, then over again through the next 2 loops, and then over again through the next 2 loops, and that gives you a taller stitch. We need to do 7 of these, so yarn over again, through 2, through the next 2, through the next 2, yarn over again, through the space and bring the yarn back through 2 stitches, 2 loops, sorry, through the next 2 loops, and then through the next 2 loops, and again. So we've got 4 double trebles, we need 3 more. See that yarn split. One more. Yarn over twice, through the space, bring the yarn back through. You've got 4 loops on your hook. Yarn over and through 2 loops, yarn over through the next 2 loops, yarn over and through the next 2 loops. I'm going to do 1 chain, and we're going to do a double crochet or a US single crochet into the next chain space. So So that's yarn through, hook through the space, bring the yarn back through, so you've got 2 loops on your hook, over and through both of those 2 loops. Okay, in the next few stitches then we're going to do a double crochet in each of these next 2 stitches, US single crochet. Going to do a double crochet in the next chain space and a double crochet in the next 2 stitches as well. So you need to go into the top of the next stitch, bring the yarn back through, over and through the 2 loops, and again double crochet into the next space, double crochet into the next 2 stitches, now we're at the pointy bit of our heart. So in this next chain space we're going to do a double crochet, and chain 1, and we're going to do a half treble crochet, which in US terms is a half double crochet. So that's yarn over the hook, in through the space, bring the yarn back through, so you've got 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, and then bring it through all 3 loops on your hook. Then we're going to do another chain 1 and another double crochet into the same chain space. So through, bring the yarn back through, then we're going to do we're mirroring what we did on the other side. So we're going to do a double crochet in each of these 2 stitches, 1, 2, I'm going to do a double crochet in the next chain space, so in here, I'm going to do a double crochet in the next 2 stitches, so 1, 2, double crochet into the next chain space, you can start seeing the shape of our heart come together, a chain 1, and then in this last space here we're going to do our 7 double trebles, and a double treble in US terms would be a treble treble. So we need to put the yarn around the hook twice, go in through the space, bring the yarn back through, so you've got 4 loops on your hook, yarn over and through the first 2 loops, yarn over and through the next 2 loops, and yarn over and through the next 2 loops. I'm going to do that 6 more times. So we've got 3. 4, you can see the yarn split there. Round twice, through the space, bring the yarn back through, yarn over and through 2, yarn over and through 2 more, yarn over and through the next 2, and again. One more time, so yarn over twice, through the space, bring the yarn back through, So you've got 4 loops on your hook, yarn over and through 2 loops, yarn over through the next 2 loops, yarn over and through the next 2. Then we need to do 1 chain, and to finish off we need to do a slip stitch into not the next treble, which is our chain 3, but the next one after that. I'm going to do a slip stitch into the top of that stitch, pull it tight. I'm going to cut the yarn, pull the tail through, and then what I like to do is I like to bring the hook back through, bring the yarn through to the back, and then you can weave in your tails into the back of the heart, round here is a good place, or you could feed this tail back up through with a darning needle and you could create a loop for a gift tag maybe. So there's our finished heart. I hope you've enjoyed the tutorial. I'm sorry, the camera work probably needs a lot of improvement, as does the lighting and sound and pretty much everything. But it's a start and you've got to start somewhere. So I hope you've enjoyed it. If you do make any of the hearts using my tutorial, then tag me on Instagram or Twitter to show me what you've made. It's @PatternPiper. And take a look at my blog, PatternPiper.com, for lots more of my crochet makes. Thanks very much.